The theater experience for the Very Hungry Caterpillar show, it tends to be a kid's first show. We skew pretty young. They're usually under five. But really with that average audience member being two, 2 to 3, they're pretty little. So 9 times out of 10, it really is the first theatrical thing they've ever seen. And so because of that, we keep it's actually four different stories, and each story is about 10 minutes. So as soon as you feel like a kid's going to start getting restless, we've moved on to a new story. There's 75 puppets in that show. So they are constantly being entertained. So this theater experience in particular is just so incredibly unique to kids. We don't speak down to them. We are really talking to them as if you opened the book and you started reading the book and it just came to life. So that's what's unique about this particular theatrical experience. Leonard.
Yeah. Uh, First off, I would retweet all of that because that was a very concise and amazing answer. From being a part of it, especially the first show, because since I'm swing, the first show I actually got to watch. And specifically, I got to watch in front of me was a grandparent with their son and their kid. So I got to watch the grandparent watch their
Generations.
grandchild
Yeah.
have the multi-generational family and be able to experience that. And it's not just for the kids, it's the parents watching their kids watch their first show. And the thing that I feel is the most unique about this theater experience is that it's not the Nutcracker. It's not the typical 3 hour show that you can't bring a 5 year old or younger to sit there for 3 hours and expect them to be able to consume what's happening. This show allows them to interact with the show. Not even just before the show, you have the whole area, you have like toys, they can get acquainted to the space, get out their energy, and then during the show, we encourage that call and response. We encourage that interaction so that they feel a part of what's coming. We encourage like 1, 2, 3, 4, and like so that and that really allows them to engage in the theater and find a love for the theater in a way that I don't think they can get from another show. And then the other part is how cool the puppets actually are because the younger kids are like, "That's a real brown bear!" Wow, look at and then the older kids are like, "Wow, look at that puppet! It's so cool!" So
Mhm.
like that experience is also the quality is so what's the word I'm looking for?
Good.
Amazing. I'll use amazing. I don't have the SAT words today.
What is about Eric Carle's creative children book stories that are so captivating for the children, both the books and also this performance?
He has such a specific style. His artistry is just it's really beautiful and it's really specific. As soon as you look at an Eric Carle book or anything that he's drawn, you can tell that it's his style. And again, it's sort of the simplicity of it. Normally you think ABC 1, 2, 3. It's very simple, but it's taking his just sort of stunning illustrations and taking very simple language, but that kids respond to, so each during Brown Bear, we're naming animals, we're they're all a color, and it's very magical, his stories. And so that's, I think for me, that's what's very special about it's his style. It's a very specific style.
Yes. It has a bunch of amazing textures and colors that captivate kids. But also, I was looking this up because, real quick, there's this one Eric Carle quote that I actually really love because I do feel like you feel it. Is that I believe that children are naturally creative and eager to learn. I want to show them that learning is really both fascinating and fun. And that experience of that, it's very, you feel the fact that he respects the kids and it's not, a dumb human being or like it's nurturing that learning element that's innate to children and these stories aren't just like oh, here's a simplified story of something older. This caterpillar is hungry. It's they have an arc, they have a journey, and like this. And okay, and then the last one was the 10 Little Rubber Ducks because I found out about this from being in the show that it was actually based off a news story of like this box of rubber ducks that went missing, and then he, being Eric Carle, took this as like, well, where did these ducks go? And gave each of them like a entire adventure that like it's so mesmerizing to me and to
And
kids.
that's the perfect word. There is something sort of mesmerizing about it. You know, it's both the art and the arc of the story that generations of families have connected to. I mean, again, it goes back to what Leonard was saying when there was a grandparent and the parent and the little kid. They've all read the books. You know, the grandparent read it to now the baby's parent. So it's just been generations of these, you know, incredible stories that he's given us.
I saw this line: sensory friendly performances. Everyone should be able to experience magic live theater. Could you explain that a little more?
So for this, we keep the house lights on. They're not all the way up. We keep them low so that it's you're never in a dark theater. We do the what we call kids corner when they come in, so that they kind of get a feel for the theater, because oftentimes, not just kids on the spectrum, but all kids, if this is their first experience, they are nervous. You know, they're not really sure what's going to happen. And so being able to be in the theater and they can color, and we, you know, we have a lot of the Eric Carle sort of mini books out in the lobby so that they can look at those and they can kind of ease themselves into going into the show. And like I say, we keep the house lights on. Nothing is loud. There's nothing sort of no sudden jolting noises. And we oftentimes will have if people reach out to us online, we will send them a book of or like a leaflet of like what they can expect. So when you get to the theater, this is what the front door looks like. This is what the box office looks like. This is what the ushers will look like. This is the inside of the theater. So that again, sometimes it just will ease children, spectrum or non-spectrum. But so all of our performances, we, like I say, we make sure that the house lights are on at a glow, and the music is nothing's too loud. The mics aren't too loud.
More than anything, for I think I can speak for all of the cast. It's giving it your all each time because it is a kid's first show. It is a memorable experience. It is a magical experience. The parents paid for this experience, and you want to give them the best show possible, something that they can really remember and cherish. You know.
Very important question. Why must or should people come see the Very Hungry Caterpillar shows?
Very Hungry Caterpillar Show. Uh, I think it's everything that Leonard and I have touched on for all of this. It is a perfect first show. It is um, generations of people that have read the books, and again, you're bringing grandparents together with their kids, with then their grandkids, um, and it's really special. I mean, it's a time that the everybody's getting off of their phone. They're sitting together. The parents are just so delighted to watch the kids. Um, and it's a really, really, really perfect introduction to live theater.
And I feel like these types of experiences are waning, especially for kids
Yeah.
in that age. And in this iPad age, it's super hard to find things that not only are engaging in that way, but also that the kids can lean into. Because if it's like, okay, we're going to sit down and talk for dinner, the kid will do it when they're not happy about it. But when it comes to this type of engagement, it it not only gives the actual experience of being there, but then it gives something to talk about. Now, when they go
Yeah.
home, they have this caterpillar plushie to play with. Now, when they go home, they were already listening to the book before. You're already reading them the book before, but now they're like, "Oh, remember when he walked across stage? Remember that?" And
Yeah.
like, so it revitalizes that type of learning response. And then also with the station we have in the front, um, the socializing aspect of it as well. It's almost like it's not a playground, but like kids interacting with kids in
Yeah.
those manners. I saw the sweetest like interaction where like these two little girls were drawing, and then one of them was like, maybe she'll like a blue. She might not have a blue. And her mom was like, do you want to give her the blue? Yeah. So she gave her the blue, and then the mom was like, what do we say? Thank you. Maybe she'll like a pink. So she grabbed a pink and gave it to the other. And like little interactions like that are like, I don't know. It's so touching.
It's almost like an old fashioned experience. It's hard to describe, but you don't have a lot of that anymore. I mean, and like Leonard said, it really is waning. Like there is not a lot of this out there, and it's one thing to put the kids in front of the TV, and there's some great stuff on TV, and I don't fault that at all. But you can see sort of, we are at a lack of creativity, and I think that it's just vitally important to or not reintroduce this, but to introduce it to kids when they're little, so that they have a love for it forever. Is very important. I am Krista Robbins. I am the producer. I've been with the show since 2015. And I would love everybody to come see this amazing run. We are at the El Portal Theater through January 21st. And you can go to our website, which is caterpillarshow.com. And please come and have fun.
My name is Leonard James Moore II, actor, writer, ventriloquist, and puppeteer. I'm the swing for the Very Hungry Caterpillar show. And I would love for everyone to experience something new, to find something they love and stick to it. And if you have some free time, to come see the Very Hungry Caterpillar show running through January 21st at the El Portal Theater.